I bought a forgotten starship at auction. No one believed it could be fixed. Eli Navarro stepped into the grand Interstellar auction hall, feeling the hum of excitement in the air. Hundreds of wealthy collectors and seasoned traders moved between displays, their eyes scanning exotic starships from every corner of the galaxy. The walls shimmered with hollow ads showing starship features, galactic maps, and previous auction records. For Eli, though, the excitement wasn't in the flashy new ships or the expensive models. He was searching for something different, something forgotten. He had always loved old starships, the ones people thought were useless. To him, they were not broken. They were stories, waiting to be told again. He wandered past gleaming ships with polished metal and flashing lights, past sleek fighters and luxury cruisers. All of them drew attention. All of them cost fortunes. Eli's eyes, however, were drawn to a quiet corner at the very back of the hall, where shadows gathered around a dust-covered, forgotten starship. It was small compared to most of the vessels in the hall. Its hull was scratched and dented, and the paint had faded to dull gray. Some panels were missing, and a strange hum came from somewhere inside it, soft and almost hesitant. A small placard read, Starship ID XJ 908, condition unknown, previous owner unknown. Eli's heart skipped a beat. Something about the ship called to him. Others passed by without a glance. Some sneered. That piece of junk, a collector whispered to his companion. It hasn't flown in decades. Don't waste your time. But Eli didn't care what they thought. He walked closer and pressed his hand against the hull. The metal was cold, rough, and worn by time, yet he could feel a faint vibration, like the ship had a heartbeat waiting to be woken. Looks abandoned, he said quietly, mostly to himself. But it's not dead. Eli moved around to the front, peering through the cracked cockpit glass. The interior was dark, cluttered with wires and strange devices. He couldn't identify all of them, but he knew one thing. The ship had been built with care. Someone had poured skill and thought into this vessel, and Eli wanted to uncover it all. The auctioneer's voice boomed through the hall, signaling the start of bidding for the starship. Eli took a deep breath and stepped forward. His palms were sweaty, but his mind was clear. He knew he didn't have much money, not like the wealthy traders who usually dominated these auctions, but he had something else, passion and determination. Going once, the auctioneer said, glancing around. Going twice, Eli raised his hand, and the room went silent. I bid everything I have, he said, surprising even himself. The other bidders looked at him with amusement. This kid? One whispered. He thinks he can buy a forgotten ship with pocket change? The auctioneer paused for a moment and nodded. Sold, to the young man in the gray jacket. A few people snickered, but Eli barely noticed. His heart was pounding as he stepped forward to claim the keys to the forgotten starship. The small box handed to him felt heavy, as if it contained not just the access codes, but the weight of all the ship's secrets. Later, as Eli led the ship out of the auction hall, people continued to watch him with disbelief. He'll never get it to run, a trader muttered. It's ancient, broken, and forgotten. He'll waste his life on it. Eli ignored them. He had a feeling that this ship was special. He could feel it in the subtle hum through its hull, the way the metal seemed to respond when he touched it. It was almost alive, or at least it wanted to be. When Eli finally arrived at his small workshop on the outskirts of the docking station, he spent hours examining the ship. Its exterior was battered, but underneath, the structure was solid. He opened panels, traced wires, and studied the cockpit. There was a lot to fix, but he loved every minute of it. Then he noticed it. A small, cylindrical device tucked beneath the pilot's seat. It was dark, covered in dust, but it had a faint glow. Eli recognized it immediately, an AI core. These were incredibly rare, the kind that could help a ship think, adapt, and even repair itself. But this one was silent, dormant. Whoever had built this starship had designed it to wait perhaps for the right person to wake it. Eli carefully removed the core and examined it. The surface was scratched, but intact. "Let's see if you still work," he whispered, connecting it to a power source in his workshop. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a faint blue light flickered on the core, and a soft electronic hum filled the room. The ship shivered slightly, almost as if it had woken from a long sleep. Eli stepped back, eyes wide. "You're alive," he said. "Not fully, but alive." The core pulsed again, and then in a voice that was mechanical yet strangely human, it spoke, "Who is activating me?" Eli jumped slightly. The AI had a voice, calm and curious. "I'm Eli Navarro," he said, steadying himself. "I bought this ship at auction. I think we're going to work together." There was a pause. Then the AI replied almost thoughtfully, "I have waited for someone like you." Eli couldn't help but smile. He had always dreamed of restoring a forgotten starship, but he hadn't expected the ship itself to seem alive, aware, and ready to cooperate. Over the next few hours, Eli explored the ship's systems with the AI's guidance. They discovered old navigation charts, maintenance logs, and encrypted messages from a previous owner, or perhaps a previous civilization. The AI could read and translate some of it, though much remained a mystery. The ship's interior was full of hidden compartments and mechanisms. Doors slid open to reveal storage rooms, maintenance tunnels, and even small, sealed labs with equipment Eli had never seen before. It was as if the ship had been built not just to travel, but to adapt, learn, and hide secrets. As night fell outside the workshop, Eli sat in the cockpit, staring at the dim lights of the dormant controls. The auction hall, the sneers of the other collectors, and the doubt of the galaxy outside all faded away. Here, in this forgotten starship, he had found something extraordinary. The AI hummed softly beside him. "Do you know why I was waiting?" it asked. Eli shook his head. "No, but I want to know because the universe forgets. And sometimes what is forgotten is the most valuable," the AI said. Eli's heart raced. He had no idea what adventures awaited him, what secrets the ship held, or what challenges he would face. But one thing was certain. No one believed this ship could be fixed, and that made the journey ahead even more exciting. He leaned back in the pilot's chair, staring at the darkened hull around him. The ship vibrated faintly beneath his hands, almost like it was alive. Eli whispered, more to himself than anyone else, "Let's see if we can show them all what a forgotten starship can become." Outside, the stars twinkled in silence. Inside, a forgotten starship waited, ready to awaken. And somewhere deep in its circuits, the AI hummed a promise. Together, they would discover the galaxy's secrets, and no one would ever doubt them again. The morning light filtered through the dusty workshop windows, illuminating the forgotten starship that now dominated Eli Navarro's small dock. To anyone else, it looked like an abandoned relic, a ship that should have been left to corrode in some distant storage hangar. But to Eli, it was alive, awake in a way only he could sense. Some systems may not exist in current space-time records. Eli leaned closer, eyes widening. "You mean unexplored space?" "Possibly. Unknown civilizations may exist in these sectors. Exploration recommended with caution." The thrill of discovery made Eli's heart race. This ship wasn't just a forgotten vessel. It was a key to uncharted parts of the galaxy, and now it was his to uncover. Hours passed as Eli continued to repair small circuits, reconnect loose wires, and clear corrupted memory files. The AI guided him with precise instructions, explaining which systems could be safely activated and which required more careful handling. Gradually, the cockpit lights became brighter. Panels hummed with renewed energy, and the ship seemed to stretch as if waking from a deep sleep. "There is a central chamber I recommend exploring," the AI said after a pause. "It contains primary processing nodes and archives of previous voyages." Curious, Eli followed the AI's instructions. A hidden door slid open silently, revealing a small, dimly lit room filled with ancient consoles, storage compartments, and metallic crates. Dust covered everything, but there was no damage, just age. As he examined the room, Eli discovered a crate containing old maintenance tools, strange-looking energy modules, and a collection of journals from the ship's previous owners. Most of the writing was in alien symbols, but some had English translations, explaining the ship's purpose: exploration, research, and adaptation. The AI spoke softly, almost reverently. This ship was designed to survive long periods of dormancy, to wait for someone capable of understanding it. Eli ran his hand over the dusty consoles. "I think it found me," he said, "and I think we're meant to go somewhere." The next few days were a mixture of repair, discovery, and learning. Eli and the AI formed a rhythm. Every time Eli fixed a broken circuit, the AI responded with a small display of its memory archives, showing glimpses of star systems, alien civilizations, and even rare energy sources that had not been documented anywhere. One evening, while adjusting the ship's energy core, Eli noticed a strange vibration. The AI detected it too. "It is the propulsion system attempting self-calibration," it said. "Warning, system still partially offline. Manual override required." Eli's fingers moved quickly over the controls. He adjusted the plasma conduits, rerouted power to the stabilization matrix, and slowly, the hum of energy grew stronger. For the first time, the ship's engines responded. A small display lit up, showing a test route around the docking station. "Ready for a short flight," the AI said. Eli grinned. "Let's see what you've got, old friend." The ship rose gently from the dock, hovering above the ground. It felt lighter than expected, almost eager, like a creature stretching its wings after years of confinement. Eli guided it around the station, testing response time, agility, and engine power. The AI assisted, giving real-time data and suggestions. It was exhilarating. For the first time, Eli felt a connection between human and machine, a silent understanding that they were partners in something far greater than themselves. After a successful test flight, Eli docked the ship and began exploring its hidden archives. That's when he discovered something astonishing: a partially encrypted map pointing to a remote sector of uncharted space, filled with unknown stars, planets, and asteroid clusters. This could be a discovery no one has made before," Eli whispered. "Agreed," the AI said. "However, these coordinates may be dangerous. Unknown gravitational anomalies, energy fluctuations, and spatial distortions detected. Proceed with caution." Eli's excitement was stronger than any fear. He had always dreamed of discovering new worlds, but he had never imagined a ship like this, a vessel built to survive, learn, and guide him through the unknown. Over the next week, Eli continued repairs. He fixed the shield modulators, recalibrated the navigation systems, and optimized energy output. With every improvement, the ship seemed to respond with a gentle hum, a sign that it recognized Eli as its rightful captain. During one late-night session, as Eli adjusted the AI's memory modules, he asked a question that had been on his mind since the auction. "Why me? Why did you wait for me?" "Humans have qualities." "Unique," the AI replied after a pause. "Ingenuity, persistence, intuition. You approached me without fear or greed. That is rare." Eli smiled. "I just wanted to see what was inside. I didn't know I'd be part of something bigger." "You are the one capable of restoring purpose," the AI said, "and perhaps uncovering secrets the universe has long forgotten." Eli felt a thrill he had never known before. He wasn't just fixing a starship. He was awakening a legacy. A ship designed for exploration and discovery had found its human partner, Together, they could travel where no one else dared. By the end of the week, the ship was partially operational. Systems hummed with renewed energy. Lights glowed softly along the corridors, and the engines could hold steady flight. The AI continued to speak in quiet tones, guiding Eli, sharing fragments of old missions, and offering insights into galactic phenomena. But there was one final thing the AI wanted to show Eli. A hidden compartment beneath the cockpit slid open, revealing a sealed, encrypted data module. The AI's voice took on a note of anticipation. Inside this module is a complete star map, coordinates to systems lost to history, planets abandoned or unknown, and stations forgotten by time. Access requires trust and cooperation between human and AI. Eli's hands trembled as he opened the module. The holographic map unfolded before him, showing thousands of points of light, lines connecting distant stars, and clusters of unknown systems. Many of these had never been charted in any galactic database. This is incredible, Ellie whispered. We could explore so much. We could discover civilizations no one has ever met. Yes, the AI said, but first we must prepare. Unknown dangers exist. Space is not empty, and not all lost systems are welcoming. Your ingenuity will be tested. Eli looked at the map, feeling a rush of determination. He had bought a forgotten starship at auction, and everyone had said it was useless. But now, as the ship hummed around him, alive and responsive, he knew that the adventure of a lifetime was just beginning. He leaned back in the pilot's seat, watching the stars outside the workshop. Somewhere out there, beyond the charts and familiar systems, awaited secrets, discoveries, and wonders that no human had ever seen. And with the AI at his side, the forgotten starship was ready to show them all. "Let's go," Eli said, a smile spreading across his face. "Let's see what the universe has been waiting for us to find." The ship vibrated softly, almost as if it were agreeing. Somewhere deep in its circuits, the AI pulsed with anticipation. Together, human and machine, they were ready to step into the unknown. And for the first time in decades, the forgotten starship truly felt alive. The first flight outside the docking station had been a success, but Ellie Navarro knew that was only the beginning. The forgotten starship, once dismissed as useless, now hummed with life and energy, responding to his touch and following the guidance of its AI. Yet there was much work to do. Systems needed testing, repairs were ongoing, and there were mysteries still hidden within the ship's vast hull. Eli spent the morning recalibrating the engines. The AI, whose soft blue glow pulsed with awareness, guided him through every adjustment. "The propulsion array is stabilizing, but minor turbulence and high-speed maneuvers is expected," it said. Eli nodded. "We'll test it gradually. No sudden jumps yet." He started with slow maneuvers around the nearby asteroid belt outside the station. The ship responded beautifully, gliding through the fields of rock with surprising precision. Eli could feel the difference now, how the AI and ship worked together to anticipate movements, adjust thrusters, and balance energy output. It wasn't just repair. It was learning, evolving with every action he took. "Your input is increasing my efficiency," the AI said. "I adapt based on your techniques. Together we are more capable than the sum of our parts." Eli grinned. "I like the sound of that. Let's push a little further." They navigated deeper into the asteroid field, dodging massive rocks and weaving between small clusters. The ship adjusted automatically, shields flaring briefly as they brushed close to a spinning boulder. Eli could sense the thrill of the starship as if it enjoyed the challenge. After the test flight, Eli set the ship to hover near a calm sector of space to continue repairs. He noticed that some systems still hadn't fully rebooted. Life support in secondary sections, minor sensors, and a few communication arrays. He also realized that the ship contained hidden compartments and modules he hadn't yet discovered. Some of these were accessible only through encrypted commands, which the AI encouraged him to unlock gradually. "Show me the hidden sections," Eli said. Some areas contain specialized modules for research and exploration, the AI responded. Access requires cooperation and synchronization between human input and AI processing. Eli followed instructions carefully. Hidden panels slid open, revealing small laboratories, energy converters, and sensor arrays. It became clear that this starship had been built not just to travel, but to adapt and upgrade itself depending on who piloted it. Eli's heart raced. The ship's creators had designed it to trust the right human partner, and now he was discovering why. Meanwhile, news of Eli's mysterious acquisition had begun to circulate through the station. Other collectors and traders whispered about the young engineer who had bought a useless starship at auction. Some were curious, some skeptical, and a few were jealous. It wasn't long before trouble arrived. A sleek, black cruiser appeared near the outskirts of Eli's docking station, cloaked initially but visible when it moved closer. Sensors picked it up immediately, and the AI spoke urgently. "Unknown vessel approaching!" Potential threat detected. No weapons are active, but caution advised. Eli's heart sank slightly. They want the ship, don't they? Likely, the AI said. Their scans indicate interest in the ship's core systems. Their intent appears opportunistic, possibly hostile. Eli didn't panic. The AI had taught him how to use the ship's features creatively, without violence. "Let's see if we can shake them off," he said, moving the controls with care. The ship responded instantly. Shields flared briefly, and a subtle shift in gravity within the cabin allowed Eli to maneuver with unmatched precision. He activated stealth systems that the AI had been slowly unlocking over the past days. Adaptive light-bending panels that made the ship almost invisible to scanners. Subtle thruster adjustments that masked their trajectory, and decoy signals that made it appear the vessel was still docked. "They are attempting to track us," the AI warned. "Adjusting countermeasures." Evasion likely. Eli navigated through the docking station, weaving between massive cargo transports, using the environment as cover. Slowly, they lost the pursuing vessel. The AI's voice was calm but tinged with pride. "Your decisions increased our survival probability to 98%. Eli exhaled, smiling. Not bad for day one outside the station. After the incident, Eli realized that the ship had more to teach him. Every system, every module, every hidden compartment seemed to respond to human ingenuity. The ship was more than just metal and circuits. It was a partner in exploration, a vessel designed to adapt and grow with its pilot. Over the next week, Eli focused on unlocking advanced capabilities. He discovered modules that allowed the ship to self-repair minor damage, including worn hull plating, frayed wiring, and weakened shield emitters. These repairs were subtle at first, almost invisible, but the AI explained the significance. Incremental restoration allows long-term operational sustainability. Human guidance accelerates learning and efficiency. Eli spent hours teaching the ship, tweaking systems, and discovering hidden functionalities. One day he activated an advanced sensor module, revealing star systems that had never appeared on any charts. The ship displayed them in a holographic grid, showing planets, moons, and asteroid fields waiting to be explored. "Potential for discovery is immense," the AI said. "Human decision-making accelerates our ability to identify habitable worlds, energy sources, and historical artifacts." Eli leaned back, absorbing the moment. No one had believed this ship could be fixed. No one had imagined it could become what it was becoming. And yet, here it was, alive, responsive, and ready to explore the unknown. One afternoon, as Eli was recalibrating the engines for long-distance flight, the AI alerted him to a hidden anomaly. "There is an encrypted subroutine within the navigation system," it said. "It appears to be a legacy function. Activation may provide additional capabilities." Eli's curiosity surged. He carefully unlocked the subroutine, revealing a map of remote sectors of the galaxy. These were areas previously inaccessible, likely abandoned and completely unknown. This ship was meant for exploration beyond any standard registry, the AI said. It has been waiting for a human capable of understanding and activating these coordinates. Eli's excitement grew. We're going further than anyone has ever gone, he said, and we'll do it together. But the ship wasn't done testing him. As they prepared to leave the docking station, unexpected spatial turbulence forced Eli to react quickly. The ship shuddered, sensors flashing red. Turbulence detected in nearby asteroid belt. Manual control recommended, the AI said. Eli gritted his teeth and took over. Using the skills he had developed over weeks of careful practice, he guided the ship through narrow passages, adjusting thrusters with precision and predicting the movement of spinning rocks. The ship responded instantly, almost as if it anticipated his moves. They emerged unscathed, both human and machine glowing with satisfaction. You handled that with efficiency exceeding initial projections, the AI said. Eli laughed. We make a good team, don't we? By the end of the week, the Starship had transformed from a forgotten relic into a remarkable vessel, capable of self-repair, stealth, and advanced exploration. It was no longer just a ship, it was a living partner, evolving alongside its human captain. Yet Ellie knew the galaxy held more challenges than dodging rival collectors and navigating asteroid fields. Somewhere out there, hidden beyond known systems, awaited unexplored worlds, lost civilizations, and untold mysteries. And the ship, with its AI, was ready to guide him through every obstacle. One evening, as the stars twinkled outside the cockpit, Eli looked at the holographic maps of distant sectors. He realized that what he had once seen as a broken, forgotten ship was now a vessel of infinite potential. And with the AI by his side, he felt ready for anything the universe could throw at him. Tomorrow, he whispered to the ship, we begin the real journey. No one believed you could be fixed, but together, we'll prove them all wrong. The AI pulsed in response, its lights flickering gently. Affirmative. We are ready. Eli leaned back in the pilot's chair, feeling a sense of pride, excitement, and anticipation. The trials had tested him, transformed him, and taught him patience, creativity, and ingenuity. But the true adventure, exploring the unknown galaxy, was just beginning. The forgotten Starship, once dismissed as worthless, now stood as a testament to human curiosity, perseverance, and partnership with technology. And for Eli Navarro, the universe had never looked more inviting. Eli Navarro sat in the cockpit of the once-forgotten Starship, feeling a mixture of excitement and nervous anticipation. The ship hummed softly beneath him, alive and responsive, ready for the journey beyond the known galaxy. Weeks of repairs, tests, and learning had transformed it from a dust-covered relic into a living, adaptive vessel. Now, the real adventure awaited. Coordinates locked, the AI said calmly. Uncharted sector ahead. Unknown hazards possible. Probability of discovery high. Eli grinned. Let's find out what's out there, together. With a soft shudder, the engines roared to life. The Starship lifted from the docking station, rising above the familiar clusters of ships and cargo stations. Lights flickered along its hull, panels adjusting automatically as it balanced energy and navigation systems. For a moment, Eli felt the hum of anticipation, as if the ship itself shared his excitement. Engaging hyperdrive, the AI announced. A ripple passed through space, and suddenly, the familiar stars stretched into long streaks of light. The docking station and known systems vanished behind them, replaced by the mysterious emptiness of uncharted space. Eli leaned forward, eyes wide, heart racing. The AI projected a holographic map in the cockpit, showing a network of star systems never recorded in any galactic registry. Some stars glowed faintly, others pulsed with unusual energy signatures, and several were surrounded by asteroid belts and floating debris, remnants of ancient civilizations. Analysis in progress, the AI said. Initial scans indicate possible habitable planets and structures of unknown origin. Eli could hardly contain his excitement. We could be the first humans to see some of these worlds, he whispered. And maybe learn from whoever came before us. The first system they entered was dominated by a gas giant surrounded by rings of glowing minerals. Sensors detected energy emissions coming from several moons. Eli guided the ship toward one of them, navigating carefully through the glittering debris. The AI provided guidance, adjusting thrusters and shields to account for magnetic fluctuations and gravitational pulls. As they descended toward the moon's surface, Eli noticed structures partially buried under rock and ice. Their shapes were geometric, precise, and unlike anything built by humans. The AI identified them as ancient research facilities, likely abandoned for centuries. These structures predate current records of interstellar civilizations, the AI said. Exploration is advised, but caution required. Eli docked the ship on a flat plateau near one of the ruins. He stepped out, marveling at the architecture. Towers rose from the frozen ground, covered in alien inscriptions that glowed faintly as the sunlight reflected off crystalline surfaces. The air was breathable, thanks to the moon's atmosphere, and the ship's sensors confirming safety. "This is incredible," Eli said, tracing his fingers over one of the inscriptions. "These people, they were advanced." "Agreed," the AI responded. "Analysis of these ruins may provide insights into technology, energy sources, and survival techniques. Recommendation: proceed with caution and documentation." Eli spent hours exploring. He discovered energy conduits, storage chambers, and data cores, all still partially functional. With the AI's help, he activated some of the devices, learning how the ancient civilization had harnessed solar energy, converted matter into power, and even created adaptive machines. Each discovery filled him with awe and inspiration. "This technology is compatible with human understanding," the AI noted. "Integration may enhance future missions and improve our own systems." Eli smiled. "Looks like we're not just exploring, we're learning too." Over the next few days, Eli and the ship traveled from one uncharted system to another. Each world was unique. Glowing forests on one planet, floating islands on another, and crystal caves that sang when the wind blew across them. On several planets he discovered artifacts of civilizations long gone, each with technology that seemed almost magical by human standards. Every discovery reinforced Eli's belief that humans, with ingenuity, patience, and curiosity, could not only explore the galaxy, but thrive in it. And with the AI guiding him, the Starship was more than a vessel. It was a partner, a companion, and a teacher. But adventure wasn't without challenges. On one journey, they encountered a cluster of unstable asteroids orbiting a dying star. "It's incredible and humbling. We're walking through their legacy." As he explored, Eli realized something even more remarkable. The technology he was discovering could enhance human understanding of space travel, energy management, and artificial intelligence. The forgotten Starship was not just a ship. It was a bridge between human ingenuity and the wisdom of civilizations lost to time. Days turned into weeks as Eli continued exploration. He repaired ancient devices, activated energy conduits, and learned how the AI could integrate these discoveries to improve their own systems. Every planet, every star system, every artifact brought a sense of wonder and accomplishment. Eventually, Eli decided it was time to return to known space. Not because the journey was over, but because he wanted to share what he had learned. The ship, responsive and adaptive, adjusted for maximum efficiency. As they exited the uncharted sector, the AI spoke. "Assessment complete. Human ingenuity coupled with this starship's adaptive systems has resulted in a new level of exploration potential. Future missions may yield exponential knowledge acquisition." Eli smiled. "We've done more than just survive. We've discovered, learned, and proven that a forgotten starship could become extraordinary." When they arrived back in familiar space, collectors and traders stared in amazement. Eli's vessel, once laughed at as worthless, now gleamed under the docking station lights. Systems were fully operational. Shields glowed softly, and the AI hummed proudly. "They doubted us," Eli said, a small smile playing on his lips. "And now, look at us. Word spread quickly of Eli Navarro and the forgotten Starship. Rumors of uncharted discoveries, ancient technology, and the incredible adaptability of the vessel made him a symbol of human ingenuity and perseverance. Scholars, engineers, and explorers came to see the Starship, each amazed at how a human mind could partner with an AI to awaken what was once forgotten. Eli continued his work, preparing for the next journey. The galaxy was vast, filled with lost civilizations, hidden systems, and mysteries waiting to be uncovered. And now, with the AI and the Starship fully aligned with him, he knew that humans could meet the unknown with courage, creativity. The once forgotten Starship had become a legend, not because it was the fastest, the largest, or the most powerful, but because it proved the power of human determination and partnership with technology. As Eli stared out into the infinite stars, he whispered, "We've only just begun. There's so much more out there, and together we'll find it all." The AI pulsed gently, its light filling the cockpit like a heartbeat. Together, human and machine, they were ready to explore the galaxy, uncover lost knowledge, and remind the universe that even a forgotten starship, and the human who believed in it, could become something extraordinary. And so, the forgotten Starship, reborn through human ingenuity and AI partnership, lifted once more into the cosmos, carrying with it a legacy of curiosity, perseverance, and the endless possibility of discovery. He entered the cockpit, moving carefully over the wires and panels he had started repairing the night before. The AI core pulsed faintly in its housing, like the slow heartbeat of a creature waking from a long sleep. Eli had spent hours examining its circuits, running diagnostics, and cleaning layers of dust that had built up over decades. Now, it was time to see how much of the AI still remembered. "Good morning," Eli said quietly. "Ready to start the day?" "I am operational," the AI responded, its voice calm but curious. "However, memory modules are partially corrupted. Some files may be unreadable." Eli nodded. "That's fine. We'll take it step by step. Let's see what you can do." The AI hummed, then lit up panels across the cockpit. Screens flickered to life, displaying the ship's interior schematics, navigation charts, and system diagnostics. Even after decades of neglect, the ship had survived remarkably well. Its engines were dormant, but the core structure was intact, as if the builders had expected someone like Eli to come along one day. Eli began with small tests. He tried to access the life support systems. The AI responded immediately, opening panels and running diagnostics. Lights flickered across the cabin as oxygen levels, temperature control, and energy distribution stabilized. "Systems nominal," the AI reported. "Some minor repairs required in propulsion units and shield modulators." Eli smiled. "That's a start. Let's check the navigation system next." As he worked, Eli discovered something extraordinary. Hidden in the ship's database were star maps and coordinates not listed in any galactic registry. Some charts were partially corrupted, showing only fragments of star systems, asteroid belts, and planetary clusters. Others were entirely new, places no human had ever visited. "These coordinates are unusual," the AI said as Eli examined the maps. Gravity fluctuated, rocks tumbled unpredictably, and solar winds threatened to knock the ship off course. The AI immediately engaged adaptive controls, but it required Eli's judgment to navigate through the chaotic field. "Betty, small adjustments," Eli muttered, hands flying across the controls. The ship responded instantly, shifting thrusters and adjusting shields, moving as if it anticipated every maneuver. After a tense hour, they emerged on the other side, both human and AI exhilarated. "Probability of survival, 99.7%, the AI said, almost proudly. Eli laughed. "I'll take it. That was close, but exhilarating." As they continued, Eli realized the ship itself was evolving. Minor repairs were happening automatically, shields were adjusting based on previous encounters, and energy systems were optimizing themselves for different types of space environments. Every challenge taught the Starship something new, and every success reinforced their bond. One evening, as they orbited a planet with floating crystal spires, the AI detected a faint signal, almost like a heartbeat in the void of space. "Unknown source detected," it said. "Signal pattern indicates intelligent origin, likely abandoned, but active." Eli's curiosity soared. "Let's investigate." They landed on the surface of the planet and followed the signal to a massive tower made entirely of translucent crystal. Inside, a central chamber held a holographic archive. The AI interfaced with it immediately, translating symbols and activating stored knowledge. Images of a long-lost civilization filled the room. Beings with advanced technology, cities floating in the sky, and starships similar in design to Ellie's own vessel. This species valued knowledge, exploration, and cooperation, the AI said. They may have intended for their technology to be discovered by capable civilizations. Eli studied the images, awe filling his mind.